Today we are going to do a little bit more of advanced stretching. So if you're not at this level, skip this or just play it, follow along, do your own version of it while listening, just so that you're stretching for 15 minutes today. We're gonna get into some lunges. But for starters, let's bring our feet parallel. Deep inhale through the nose. Close your eyes a moment. Exhale through the mouth. Let's tuck that chin into the chest, slight bend in the knees, and take a roll down. All the way down, let the head be heavy. Nod the head yes. Shake the head no. Let's grab opposite elbows and sway a little right and left. Release those arms. Let's bend the knees nice and deep. Let's try to straighten and lift that tailbone to the ceiling. Bend and lift. And bend the knees nice and deep like you're taking a seat. Pull that low belly and roll up through the spine, one vertebrae at a time. Be a ragdoll. Roll those shoulders back. Those ears come right on top of those shoulders. And let's reach those arms up. Exhale. Bring those arms down. Let's roll down again, one vertebrae at a time. All the way down. Good. From here, let's scoot that right leg back behind us. So now we're in like a mini open, like your toes are in line with that heel, but you're also on train tracks versus a tightrope. So your hips, your feet are right underneath those hips. Take a slight bend in the knees for starters. We're just warming up these hamstrings, getting us ready for our lunges. We're going to shift forward and back. Nice and easy. You're going to feel a nice stretch in that calf. Shifting. Shifting. And if you can't touch the floor, you can use blocks and do the same thing. Yoga blocks, right? And then find stillness. Try to straighten both legs. Try to square off those hips. So pull that that right hip back, that left hip forward. Good. And let's pop that back foot out a little bit further. So we're making a wider stance. Same thing. Pull that left hip back, that right hip forward. Or opposite, whatever leg you're on. Deep breath. Let's bend to that front leg. Hold here. And then straighten. Bend to that front leg and straighten. Pull that front hip backwards. Good. Step that back foot together to meet the other. Bend. Roll up through the spine. Roll the shoulders back. Inhale, arms up. Arms come down. Let's roll down again. Rolling down through the body, one vertebrae at a time. Take that opposite foot back. So your left or your right, whichever one you didn't do. You want your toe lined up with the front heel, but out like train tracks versus tightrope. So that left foot is back. Deep breath. Take a bend in the knees and slowly shift forward and back. Nice and easy here. Just getting into this shape. Getting into this back calf muscle. Good, and then find stillness to straighten those legs. Try to pull that left hip back. So whatever foot is in front, you want to think pulling that hip back. Deep breath. This is intense. Bend those knees. And bend into the front leg and straighten that back leg. And straighten both legs. Scoot that back leg out a little further so you're in a nice wide position. Same thing, pay attention to this left hip. Pull it back. Square it off. Remember, you're not on a tightrope, so if you feel like you can't balance, open your feet a little wider. Good, and bend into the legs again. Bend to that front leg, feel that nice stretch in the back calf. Good, find straight legs, pull that right foot in to meet the left. Bend the knees, roll through the spine, one vertebrae at a time. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bring those hands to the small of your back. So your fingertips are like reaching into imaginary back pockets here. Your feet are hip distance apart, and just arch back. Opening up the chest, this is nice and easy, nothing crazy. Opening up, use the belly to pull your body back up. Press the hips. Pull up, press the hips, pull up, and roll through the body. One more time, all the way down. Let's make our way to a seated position.
Soles of the feet together, sitting up nice and tall in those sit bones. Allow those legs to open up. Pull the body nice and straight. Tuck the chin into the chest. Roll forward. Hold here and just feel these legs open up. Deep breath. Good, and then roll the body out. Let's reach our right leg out in front of us. Pull that left foot in towards that right thigh. Sit up nice and tall, arch the body forward, reach for your toes, your ankle, your shin, your knee, wherever you can. Try to keep a nice flat back for starters. Okay, so I'm not rounding yet, I'm keeping a nice flat back. And then round to the spine, let the body go. And roll up to the spine. Switch legs. So left leg is out in front of you. Pull that right foot in close to that left thigh. Sit up nice and tall, toes up to the ceiling. Flat back forward, reach for those toes. Deep breath. Lower the body over now. You can relax everything, just feel the stretch. Let gravity do the work. You focus on breathing. And then roll the body up. Good. Okay, so to get into the lunge series, we are going to go from stand. I think that will be the easiest. So standing up nice and tall, go ahead and turn sideways if you want, wherever your mat is oriented. You're going to step forward with that. I'm going to face sideways so you can see me. We're going to step forward with our right leg, and we're going to reach towards the ground and slide the back leg out. I want to find a nice lunge. So the trick here is my knee is stacked directly over my ankle here. I'm not going over my toes. I'm not behind my toes. Everything's stacked. That's going to protect your joints. Deep breath. Keep this back leg straight for now so you're really getting a nice stretch to the front of that quad. So it's a little bit of work. I'm also hugging this right foot in with my right arm to keep it nice and supported. Deep breath here. Now go ahead and lower that back knee. Now when you lower this back knee, don't just take a knee, okay? Our knee is back here, we're lowering it down, so we're almost on the top of our knee. So the part of the knee that's closer to your hip. And you're almost thinking of like rolling over it. So now when you're here, it's okay if your knee goes slightly over your ankle, that's fine. So you can feel a really nice stretch to here, but we don't want to be like this. So the more stacked you are, the better. And if you think of shifting forward, you're going to feel your knee roll, you're going to roll over top of your knee, and you're going to feel a nice pull in that top of the quad. Deep breath. Untuck your toes if you'd like. Hold and breathe. And then pull those hips over that back knee. So now you're taking a knee, now you're directly over the knee, and your front leg is going to straighten. And you're going to pull that right hip back, just like we were practicing. Pull it back, square off those hips, and then just let the body hover over this leg. You can try to reach the foot towards the floor so you're stretching the top of the foot here. Deep breath. Good, and then let's shift our body back over that front leg so we're getting a nice stretch in the back here. Try to bring the chest up a little bit. That's increasing the stretch. Good. Tuck the toes, lift that leg up, and then bring that front leg back to meet the left. We're going to take a down dog, only briefly. Walk the feet in, walk the hands in, however you want. Come to a forward fold, and then roll up through the spine. Good. So again, the stretch is a little more advanced, so I hope you're only doing this if you are familiar with these positions, because I'm not walking you through every single how to get there and how not to. So let's start standing. Let's roll down. Let's bring our left foot in front, sliding our right foot back nice and long. Find that nice long runner's lunge. So first your chest is up. You're about to take off for that race. That right leg is extended behind you. That quad is pulled up. You feel a nice stretch already. This one's hard. Making sure your knee is stacked over that ankle. And then go ahead and lower that back knee. Again, you want to be on top of the knee, not on the knee, so that you're feeling a pull, a little bit of traction through that quad. Deep breath here. Let the hips sink. You can untuck your toes if that feels good. Squeeze in that left thigh with that left arm. So everything's squared off and your knee is just not opening out to the side. That's a whole different stretch. And then we're going to pull our hips back over that knee. So now we're stacking on top of this knee. Our left leg is out in front of us. We're going to pull this left hip back. Pull it back just like we did when we were standing. Try to reach the bottom of the foot towards the floor so you're getting a nice stretch through the front of the foot, the top of the foot. Deep breath. Good, and then move the body forward again. So we're going to transfer our weight forward. Wiggle that foot out a little more. Roll over the top of that knee there so you're getting a stretch. Deep breath. Good. Tuck those back toes, lift that knee, find that runner's lunge. Plant the hands and you can step your feet back. Find a down dog and paddle. You can just make your way up. Either way, we're going to meet in a forward fold and we're going to roll through the spine one vertebrae at a time. Good. Let's step our feet out nice and wide. Toes at a diagonal. Let's open up those thighs, rest our hands on our knees, and just shift forward and back. We're going to do some side lunges now. So shifting forward and back. Good, let's straighten those knees, let those hands come to the floor. Let's take a bend into that right leg. Okay, slowly wiggling those feet out and letting those hips drop down. Your hands can go wherever you need them to go for support. Try to keep this leg nice and long, bending in here. Again, you don't want this knee to be all the way over here. Try to keep it as stacked as possible. It's okay if it goes over like an inch or so, but nothing major. You're going to feel this stretch like crazy. Deep breath. Some people's butts can go all the way down to the floor. I'm not quite there yet. Good, and then walk those hands over to the other side. So you're just creeping over like you're Spider-Man. You can play with flexing the foot, pointing the foot, whatever feels good. Really our emphasis is on opening up these inner thighs. Deep breath. Good, and then come back to center. Turn those toes to parallel. Heels come in, toes parallel. Heels come in, toes parallel. Shift those hips from right to left. Give them a little love for that very, very deep lunge situation we had. Good, and then let's bring those feet in hip distance apart. Open the toes, and then sit down into a yogi squat. Try to opening up those hips. This is very hard for me, so I look real awkward doing this. And lift those hips, and sit. Try to get your hips down, and lift. And last one, sit those hips down, and lift. And let's make our way to the floor. Good. Sitting up nice and tall, take a deep breath. Exhale, lift the body. Hover forward, deep breath, sway the body side to side, really opening up these hips, but also giving them a break because they just worked really hard. And then roll the body up. All right, we're gonna take our left knee to the front of the room, okay? So we're gonna swing the toes behind and knee in front, like you're a little kid and you're sitting. Be very careful with your knees. If this hurts, don't do it. If this is too much, do not even think about doing it. You want your heel to be in close to your butt. It's okay if that butt bone doesn't touch the mat, okay? Knee is pointing directly front, not out to the side, directly front, parallel, okay? We're just gonna walk our hands back behind us like we're just hanging out. Good. You might already feel a stretch. You can actually take that knee kind of at a diagonal. I think that might feel a little more comfortable for you. Either way, parallel or diagonal, but not out to the side. Or if it feels good, do whatever. Okay, so we're sitting here. We're gonna feel like someone just punched our butt, punched that left butt cheek, and you're gonna press your hip forward, okay? So press that hip forward. You just see my pelvis moving forward as if someone's punching my butt or kicking my butt forward. But my hands are glued to the mat. So I'm getting a nice stretch all through my quad, all the way up through my hip flexors. Deep breath. Exhale, pull that hip back down to the mat. Nice and easy with our hips, please. Press it through, forward and up. Deep breath. Exhale, lower that hip down. Good, let's do one more. Hip forward and up, at a diagonal. Press, press, press. Exhale, sit that hip back down. Let's bring our body up. And then carefully unwind that leg. Pull it in, soles of the feet together. Right knee towards the front of the room, or at a slight diagonal. You want to try to get that right heel in close to your butt. The left foot towards that right knee. Walk those hands back. Again, you might already feel the stretch here, and you can just hang out here if that's the case. But otherwise, we're going to imagine someone just punched that right butt cheek towards the front, the diagonal in the front. Feel that stretch. Deep breath. Exhale, bring nice and slow that hip back down to the mat. Nice and easy. And press it forward and up. Deep breath in that quad. Exhale, hip comes back down. Last one, press it up and forward. Really press, press, press. Exhale, pull that hip back down. Bring the body back up. Unwind those legs. Soles of the feet together. Sit up nice and tall. Roll through the spine. Walk those hands out. Walk the hands over to the right. Open the body up to the ceiling. Turn the body back over those legs. Walk the hands over to the left. Turn the body up. Face the ceiling, open that armpit. Exhale, bring the body back to center. Hands come out in front of you. Roll up through the spine, one vertebrae at a time. Deep inhale. Exhale. You did it. That was a more advanced stretch, lunge series. Yeah, if you want more of these, leave a comment below. And I'll try to get some more up, but we only have a couple more days left in January, so I can always make some extra bonus ones. See you tomorrow.